Well, for more on the situation in Mali, I'm joined by Douglas Yates, Professor of Political Science and Law at the University of Cergy-Pontoise here in France. Douglas, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Now, this latest news from the UN that they've been in contact with Keita, this reaches us via MINUSMA, their peacekeeping mission there. And we've had that statement from ECOWAS as well. Why do you think we've seen such a prompt response from the international community?
Well, the international community, to use that expression, has a fixed position. So in 2012, when the last coup d'etat removed the previous president, ECOWAS, the international community, and France were all opposed to it. And what solved the crisis last time was that the military who staged the coup were running a transitional holding operation. They held new elections. The one critical difference is the position of the international community is to restore the president to power. And I'm afraid the international community should change that position and accept new elections, because the last elections, by all means, were fraudulent. And they were validated by a constitutional court that was stacked in favor of the ruling party.
Well, indeed, that's what the junta has suggested they'll be doing. We're not sure when and how. They've said they'll be organising a transitional government. Can you give us an overview of the political landscape in Mali at the moment? Where did the current level of insatisfaction come from?
Well, all right. So Mali we can divide into three parts. In the far north, for 20 years, there has been a movement for independence of the Tuareg people that is still not recognized by anyone. In the center of the country, you have three different jihadist movements, as well as now intercommunal violence between Hausa and Fulani. In those 2/3 of the country, there is simply no government whatsoever. Now, in the south of the country, where Bamako is, you have a massive social movement in the capital city that's been organized around its opposition to the president, the M5 movement. And this has been personified by an imam, a moderate imam called Iman Dico. And from what reports have come out, this imam is now in talks with the military junta. And it would be likely that with this religious leader who had been calling for the president to remain in office, so he wasn't calling for the president's ouster, but with this moderate religious leader, we might find a compromise ground between what the people of Mali want and what the international community wants.
And in terms of the country's links with other international powers, France has a very strong military presence in Mali. What do these latest developments mean for that mission?
Well, Macron is concerned because he's inherited a policy of his predecessor. It was Francois Hollande who went into Mali. And the one continuity between Hollande and Macron is Le Drian, who was literally the brains behind the French intervention. And so I'm certain right now that Le Drian would like to maintain France's commitment to security, the war on terror in the north of the country. And they're all concerned because they had invested so heavily in EBK that whoever comes in next might want to break that relationship. And for France, the priority is the war on terror in the north.